several dependent data and several dependent data handling. Okay. Uh, yeah. So and how this engine helps to solve offline limitations. And then we will move to feature of the local query engine. We will deep dive into the key capabilities, including DML, DQL, and the JSON conversion. And also the we can say that cross-platform capabilities of the particular component. And then we will learn more about the component, like how is this solution enhance the performance, efficiency, and the offline function. And then we will go to the how to use this local query engine in our system. We will walk through the setup, integrations, and the uses within the OutSystems application. And then I will showcase the live demo, the local query engine in the action, so you can better understand its real world impact. And then finally, we will wrap up with the question and answer session where you can ask questions and clarify any doubt. We can say that at the end of this session, you will have clear understanding of how local query engine empowers the OutSystems application to handle data efficiently.
So let's begin by introducing the local query engine and understanding why it is essential for OutSystem application. So OutSystem is a powerful low-code platform, but traditionally data operation rely on server-side execution, making it difficult to work with local storages. So when working with offline application, OutSystem limit queries on local storage to simple CRUD operations, which means we cannot perform complex filtering, sorting, or joining of data. So the local query engine solve this problem by bringing SQL-like capabilities to local storage in our system. With this component, we can execute DQL like select and DML like insert, update, delete commands on the local storage, thus improving performance, efficiency, and user experience in offline scenario. So it is built using SQL.js, which enable SQL execution directly in the browser or mobile environment without requiring a backend server. In the next sessions, we will explore why this component is needed, its feature, and how you can leverage it to enhance our system's application. So let's talk about SQLite, one of the most widely used databases engine today. So SQLite is a lightweight serverless database that OutSystem Mobile uses for local storage. So it allows apps to store data on the device, making it ideal for offline functionality. Unlike traditional databases, SQLite does not require a separate server. It works within the app itself. So OutSystem Mobile leverage SQLite through local storage entities, which functions like database tables but reside on the device. So developers can perform CRUD operations using aggregate or SQL queries. So similar to how we handle data in server side. This makes SQLite a great choice for offline applications. So now let's talk about SQL.js, a powerful way to bring SQLite to the browser. SQL.js is a JavaScript library that allows running SQLite database in the memory within a web browser. So SQL.js also supports SQL-based data storage and queries within the browser environment. In OutSystem, SQL.js can be used in PWA apps for client-side storage without relying on server calls. This is useful for offline data management, caching, and temporary data handling within the browser. So it provides full capabilities, allowing us developers to use complex queries without needing a backend.
So after this, let's talk about the why local query engine is essential for OutSystems application. Okay. So traditionally, what happened? Traditionally, OutSystems apps relies on the server-side logics for data processing. Okay. So this works well, but when we goes offline, so things get tricky. So without SQL-based query on the local storage, data operation are limited. Like basic CRUD operation you can perform, but when it dealing with the complex filtering, sorting, or advanced data manipulation, which can be frustrating for user in low connectivity areas, because in local database we cannot do this. So there is the where local query engine comes in. It's allow the SQL queries on the local database like DQL or DML commands. It's also brings with the several key benefits like offline access. User can interact with data without the server connection. It also perfect for the remote location or the application that is offline first application. Faster performance, local query reduce the delays, making app experience more smoother. One is the lower server load, operation, all the things are happening in the client, so it improving the scalability and reducing the server dependency. So in short, we can say that local query engine remove the server side limitation, making Outstream app more responsive and efficient. We can say that. So let's start took a real challenges faced by Outstream developer. So I have added the snapshot on there. So I also faced the same problem in my last project. In my last project, there is the local database, and I'm not can not easily perform the advanced SQL on the particular local database. So I also added the forum post. So this question is asked on the OutSystems forum. Okay, so the question is clear. It's highlighting a limitation in local storage handling. So in this post, developer is trying to execute complex query on the server entities, which works fine. But whenever the same entity, the same structure goes to offline local database, so the local database is tricky way. We cannot perform easily like filtering, sorting, joining the data. So here question is clear. Is there any alternative to do this complex logic in local storage? I also added the idea snapshot here, someone made an idea on that. Can we use the local advanced SQL for the local database? So after analyzing all the things and as my experience, this exactly local query engine comes in. With our solution, developer can execute SQL query directly on local database, just like they do on a server. This also allows offline apps to handle advanced data operation, improving functionality and performance also. Okay, so now let's explore the key features. Okay, so here is some key features of the local query engine. Let's talk about the first local SQL queries. So we also can say the DQL queries. So we have action, that is execute query action. So developer can easily run select queries on that. Like means we can say that with this help of select query, filtering, sorting, joins can perform easily. We can also support the DML queries like insert, update. If you want to modify your data, you can easily run this type of queries. We have another action, that is JSON conversion, and that helps you to easily convert your query result or the entire local database into the JSON format. This is helpful when you are dealing with the Outstream UI component. And also easy setup. We have a built-in web block in our component, so you just need to drag and drop the block on your screen, and you are easy to use the local query engine. And also cross-platform capability, whether it's mobile or web. The local query engine ensures seamless offline data handling, making it a versatile solution for all of system applications. With these powerful features, the local query engine transforms how we handle data, making our system a faster, more efficient, and offline ready. So let's see here. We have some links here, like I have created a Medium article. This post provides you the in-depth explanation of the local query engine, its feature, and how it solves the real-world problem in the office. It's a great starting point if you want to understand the motivation behind this component. Another link we have, that is the component link, that is the official OutSystems Forge component link. It includes detailed documentation, installation instructions, and the integration also. Okay, so it helps to you to how to integrate with your OutSystems application. And another link is the demo link. If you want to see the local query engine in action, this demo will help you. Okay, we have also tried now link. Finally, if you want to test local query engine hands-on, use this link to interact it directly on the OutSystems application. With of this resource, I think you can explore and experiment on the implementation of the particular component. and you can also try it now in your own projects. So go ahead and try it now. So
So let's see how we can use the local query engine inside OutSystems Delivery. So I'm sharing my service studio. Okay, let's go. So here is a weblog, which is local query engine, which uses SQL.js, which allows us to perform advanced queries. We just simply need to drag and drop this inside our screen, and which will help us to execute advanced SQL. And there is an built-in action which will execute the advanced query. This is the execute query. So this is how we can use the local query engine inside our applications.
so thanks, guys. Uh, now Now let's see how the local query engine solve the problem in our system. So let me share my screen with my phone. Okay. My screen is
Yes.
visible. So this is our demo component. Okay. So what is this? It's just showcasing you how you can use our component in your project also. Okay, so it's we have added lots of things here, like we also added the diagram of the particular database. Like if you want to see which structure they are following, so we have also added the diagram here, so you can check the diagram, and after analyzing the diagram you can execute the query. Okay, so let's first sync the data. Syncing the data. Let's wait for it. So it's synced all the data. So you can see here we have implemented lots of query here, like basic to advanced query. Like we have basic to insert query, select query. Like we also use the match function. Let's use one by one. Okay, so let's first use the select query. So first first we run the select all from the local storage, local student. So this is the output of our query. So let's modify some data. Okay, let's run the insert query. It's inserting the allies. Let's insert one more data here. Okay, so let me write here demo f. Okay, so let's execute this query. Let's see the result. Command executed successfully. Okay, so let's run the select query again. So we can say our record. So you can see here on the student ID 31, our record is inserted on the local database with the help of SQL. Okay, SQL advanced queries. We are not using the OutSystem predefined create, update, create actions. We are using our component for the update and create. Okay. So we have tested lots of query here, like if you see, like delete query, like we have also the some advanced query, like we have tested count query also. We have also tested count function, that is also SQL function. We have also tested max min function. You can see here there is a result. We also tested the math query. So in the math query, there is some SQL math function like pi. We can say that pi. So there is also, we can see result also. So we have tested lots of query here. We have tested some advanced query also. Let me show you. So this is our some tests of advanced query. In this advanced query, we used count, multiple joins, multiple where clause. We have used group by. We have used order by. So we tested this type of query. So if you want, you can easily try it now. Okay, we also use some subquery here to testing our data. So I think that's all from the demo side. If you want any query on, so you can feel free to reach me. So I think that's all from the demo side. Let me stop sharing my screens. Okay, so I think demo side is done. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, Patrick.
So, Gaurav, you probably covered this, but in which project have you used this?
I didn't use this in the project, but in the last project, that is MGF, I used this. I faced this problem. Like in the last project, we have to maintain the local database. Okay, so we have a lots of amount of local database. So on this particular user also client also need the advanced filtering, like advanced searching, sorting. They have a huge amount of filtering options. So on that particular scenario, I thought that we have to implement that thing so we can easily perform SQL query on local database also. So I haven't used, but after the particular project, I developed it first particular thing.
Oh, okay, okay. So I was just wondering how this performs in live, like in production with live interactions. How does it perform? But
Yeah,
okay,
we also want feedback on particular scenario, but we haven't any tested in the client projects.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more question, guys?
Eu comprei uns tênis e foi participei e fui sair de casa e comprou uma organização, fizeram uma organização de música e ele ficou estar assim, mas eu vi.
Sorry, I have one question.
Yeah, Maria.
It's in the follow-up of Frederick's one. So, do you see any projects that are currently running where this can be used? Do you have this visibility, or
Yeah. So so yeah, Faisal, please.
Yes, it can be useful in some cases where we need offline functionalities. In many projects, I have also seen this where we need to have filtering or sorting based on what we need is basically data manipulation is basically when we try to fetch local databases, we only get all the attribute inside it. Then we get everything inside it. But meaning to say that is we need to perform advanced filtering. We cannot perform it directly on it. So this is helpful in projects also. It will help us. So this is how we can use it in projects in later stages.
Yeah, it depends on the
Yeah,
application.
requirements,
If the application is offline first application, so application needed the local database. So also there's a possibility. So client also want the filtering, searching, sorting on the also on the local database. So if this is a scenario, you have to perform this time kind of advanced query on the local database. This particular component help you. Yeah, Navneet.
I just want to make clear that I think it is not for the production because the local, am I audible?
Yes.
So I think it is not for the production because the local database is for the devices, right?
Yeah.
And if you, it is a more kind of a sandbox, not a actual application where we can deploy to the production, right?
Yeah, I just show you the demo where we implement the sandbox, and a sandbox is using our component. But
Yes.
that sandbox I show you, that is not for the client. That is only for the developers.
Yes. So the question was from the Frederick and the is that it is useful for the production, but I don't think that it is useful for the production. It is for only for the developers where we can
Yeah,
easily
yes.
develop the functionality and test the filters that it is working as we expecting. Right?
Yeah.
Navneet, I think it can be useful in production with the advanced filters for local storages actually. So
No,
for
assume
offline,
that I am a user,
let me
production user.
let me just
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about the scenario where you need to apply the advanced filters
for offline data in mobiles. Okay, for offline mode, you do not have advanced SQL there. And on that places, we can go with these queries.
Yeah.
But you cannot access the data of the actual user from the local database of the particular device.
I think we can, the demo we show that allows us to see the data there. We can even use the local queries, the way we do for the online modes with advanced SQL, the same thing we can do for the offline modes there.
We sync the data first.
Yes,
How we, yeah,
exactly.
we can perform. Yeah.
This is what the
We have
feature.
data. Without data, we cannot perform any query. Or
It also depends if user implement the proper sync or not. If they not
Yes.
apply the proper sync on the particular device, so obviously if the data is not in their particular device, so we cannot perform the query.
And
But
the feature,
data should.
and the feature talks about running the queries, advanced SQL
Yeah.
queries offline mode, right? So that is something
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is useful for the offline applications. Yes, Leandro.
Hello, guys. Just to add here that we actually have used this on United Rentals. Okay. By the way, great component, guys. Congrats for the job. We have a lot of local database over there in the project, and it has accelerated a lot the process of debugging, validating some changes, because we can just test the queries, run everything on the client side, and then validate the change or debugging something that is not working properly. So it really helped a lot over there. Okay, congrats
Yeah,
for the
thank
job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Leandro.
Thank you. Thank you.